there, my name is Valerie White Williams, and today I am talking about Aquarius Rising or the Aquarius Ascendant. It's the same thing. And so basically that is set into motion when you were born, and it creates your entire clock wheel. Now, if you followed me as much as other people, you might know that I'm not a fan of sun sign astrology. I think that is like dumbed down astrology, and it really doesn't show as much. It's just one element, and your rising or your ascendant is really more important because it shows how you approach your life, and all the players, the planetary players, show up from your ascendant. So basically, your ascendant is kind of your container and how you approach life. It's your ethical foundation and it's your approach. So Aquarius is fixed air. And the Aquarius people and everybody that has Aquarius placements, this is what we're moving into. We are moving into the Aquarian Age. Finally, there was a song in the 60s that they talked about the age of Aquarius. Well, it's coming up here soon. And so Aquarians are very cerebral. They are fixed air. So every energy has what we call cardinal, fixed, and mutable. So cardinal energy creates the cycle. Fixed energy holds the energy together, and mutable breaks it apart. So we have, of course, air. Air is actually really kind of has a lot of movement normally because that's the energy of the air. But fixed air is holding the energy, the vibration. You feel like this crystalline energy, the water, and having this kind of goals, almost like we have dimensional foundation in the air, because air is about ideas and thoughts and communication. And so when that air is communicating structure, because that's what fixed energy is. So it's interesting juxtaposition, because we think of fixed energy as like Taurus and things like that. Aquarius is also fixed, and it's fixed because it's creating structure for how society should be. And that's what you see these themes coming in. In fact, there's almost like a war about this, of what's going on. Are we going to have like one world government that's telling everybody what to do? Or are we going to have the Star Wars or the Star Trek era where people have freedom, but we still have that structure? So that's kind of things that are going on. So anyone that has Aquarian energy, even though if you're not thinking that you are Aquarian rising, it's still something that's really important for all of us. So if you're rising, you're going to have a bit of some people are going to be a little bit quirky. They might have ideas that, most people don't really have. They might have this feeling of what's coming up, and they might be out of the box. They're usually going to be a little, I don't want to say a little off. That's just not what I mean, but they're just different. They have a different wavelength, we should say. But they have some really brilliant ideas. And usually the brilliant ideas are ideas that maybe aren't ready for prime time. Like they see and feel and communicate things that people aren't ready for. And it really depends on the rest of the chart of how much they're going to communicate their visions of how humanity should be. Now, the other thing about Aquarius is that it has a little bit of energy around with the 11th house, which is really, again, creating this world that works for everybody. I talk about that a lot. The Aquarians really feel that. They really feel that we need to create a world, that social justice, and that not just people, but the whole planet needs to feel in agreement with things that make everybody happy and take away all the bad stuff. So they really have, there's utopian ideas with those Aquarius risings, and they really feel that, and they live that. They also live that energy because they have really high ethics about the way the world should be, and they are going to live it and show it. And they could be a little bit more cool than the other air signs because they think a lot and they're finding the structure in their life. And so they're the ones that people will go, yeah, they're really smart, but they're kind of like, they like technology. They're forward thinking. They probably like Star Trek. They like space age movies. They like that stuff because that's their vision of creating a world that's going to work for everybody. But it really depends also with all the signs and the planetary placements in the first house, because that first house shows you, okay, here's how this person sees life and how they activate it. But if there's another thing like the moon, then that person would probably be a bit more emotional and would be kind of have their heart on their sleeve. So they might not seem as Aquarian, because we think of Aquarians as a little bit standoffish, not in a rude way, but they're in their head. They're in the head thinking of creating this new world. But again, Mercury in there is going to really high tune it, because Mercury would really work well, and they're super brainiacs there. And then we can have Venus. So Venus would actually make them a bit more emotional or friendly, because Venus likes to make relationships. So that's kind of how it goes. I say Neptune in there. It might be really a lot going on, because Neptune is so mystical. And then we have the whole Uranus entry into the Aquarius, because it's kind of through that. So they might be even more, on a monastery, monks, and feeling the energy of things. So they're but a lot of them, they'll just be private. They're just not going to say anything about it unless they feel good. But they're thinking they got to have those friends that support them. So that's Aquarius. Aquarius is, again, I think all Aquarians are preparing for what's to come with Aquarian energy. And then the way we see it, so that Aquarian energy is your identity, how you feel, the world, your ethical foundation. And then on the other side of the chart wheel is your descendant. And the descendant is the people you feel like is totally opposite than you, but it really draws them to you. So the opposite of Aquarius is Leo. It's really interesting, because Aquarians can be a little bit like, not so out there. Aquarius, Leos, bam, they are out there. They don't care. They want to live life, and they want to enjoy it and have a lot of passion and power. So it really makes a good fit, because the Aquarians are a little cerebral. That's the word I was trying to think of. And they can be a little bit removed or thinking in their head. And those Leos are going to pull them out and say, hey, let's go have some fun. Forget about the goals of the world peace. Let's have fun. Let's go ride motorcycles, stuff like that. And so that's how it works. Now, the thing is that people on our descendant tend to be our partners in life. It's not necessarily the sun sign. Again, get away from the whole sun sign thing. But having planets, that Aquarian person is going to be attracted to people that have Leo placements, not only with marriage partners, but also business partners. And I'm a vocal coach. And I think with vocal coaching or any one-on-one, it's also a partnership, because that's how it works when you work one-on-one. So you're attracted to people that have those energies. The Leo energy brings them out, lets them have fun, forget about it, let's have fun. And we're going to come together with that. So that is Aquarius rising. And I kind of talked a bit more just for everybody, because this is the energy that's coming up. So let me know, you Aquarius rising ascendant people, let me know if this made sense to you. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. And I also want to let you know of my 2 free passion projects on Facebook. The first one is called YouTube Success Strategies, and that's where I'm coaching people on how to be successful on YouTube. And the other one is Creative Soul Alignment, which is kind of in that Aquarian vibe of creating the world that works for all of us, using our creative abilities to visualize a world that works for all of us. And you can find all the information below in the description. All right, take care. Bye.